Oh no. I pressed the play. I pressed the record button again.
Alrighty.
Take two?
Yo, what up? It's your boy, Victor Quan, back at it again with another movie review with my homegirl, Alexlyn Ann. What did we just watch, homegirl?
We just watched Avengers.
Avengers? Yeah, to be specific, Infinity War. Avengers Infinity War. So Avengers 3.
Jeez.
Yep.
We did it. We watched it.
Yes, we did.
Oh, and then we're keeping this part family friendly and spoiler free.
Yes.
So
just so you guys know.
Bring your kids and bring your wife.
Yeah.
Unless
and bring your husband, because we're viewing the film for everybody out there.
Hey, Nickel, what is this car doing?
I don't know. This guy's swerving in front of us.
Oh my lord.
Maybe he tried to skip a pothole or something. I don't know. Anyway, let's talk positive things. What did you like about this film? Well, how do you... maybe before we do that, how did you feel about the Marvel Cinematic Universe going into this?
Well, I got into it later in the game because I don't think I watched like the first ones, like the Iron Mans.
Did you watch Iron Man 1?
I don't think so.
Okay.
And I didn't really watch like the Captain America and like the first Thors.
You watched the Captain America 2 and 3 though. I know because we watched them together.
Okay, yeah.
I had to convince you to watch Winter Soldier. You didn't want to, but I convinced you to.
Yeah.
You didn't watch the Thors?
Not really, no.
You saw Ragnarok though.
Yeah.
Yes.
And is there a Hulk movie? I don't think I watched that.
No, not really.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, I didn't get into the beginning ones because that was like 15,000 years ago.
Yeah, but you did watch Spider-Man.
I did.
And Black Panther.
Yep. I've watched a lot of the recent ones.
Right.
I mean, it's just crazy because I think I remember being in like high school and they were explaining like, okay, when it's like by 16, 17, 18, we're gonna do this, this, and this.
Yeah.
And it was like, that's crazy. Like they're never gonna get that far.
Yeah,
and it's like, no, we're here. It's happening.
Everyone's saying like these movies aren't going to be. Nobody's gonna be watching them. They're gonna get tired of it.
Nope. This is it.
Yeah, it's only been out for what 4 days, and it's already broken like.
Yeah, I mean, we were trying to watch it in Vallejo, and it was full.
Yeah.
So, and it was packed in here too. Yeah, it's a half day.
It's a Tuesday.
It's a half day Tuesday. People are trying to get the bang for their buck. So, bang for their bucky.
Yeah.
But yeah.
To be fair, like this is.
Well, and this is the second time you've watched it.
Yes.
You watched it already. I didn't watch it before. So
because I was afraid of getting spoilers, but you actually did see to some degree online, right?
No.
Well, you kind of did. You asked me like a few questions about this and this and that.
But but that's what you like. Those are like general. I don't know.
I don't want any potential spoilers whatsoever. I needed to see it as soon as possible because I didn't want any spoilers.
Okay.
Anyway, so yeah.
What did you say? Were you asking things you liked about the movie?
Yeah, things that you liked.
I mean, it's cool seeing everybody.
Well, who are your favorite? Who are your standout characters for this movie? Or I mean, in general, in the Marvel Cinematic. Who's your favorite hero in the Marvel Cinematic Universe? Or at least two.
Oh, I don't know.
I
think I'm more down for the Guardians and Friends.
Yeah,
I'm down for them.
I like Batista.
Yeah.
Even though Batista is kind of weak in the whole scheme of things. When you think about it, when you try to like rank all their powers and everything, it's kind of like what is Drax? Like, what does he have super strength? Because it doesn't seem like it. He just has weapons and he's buff, and that's it.
That's all you need.
I mean, yeah, but like I would like a more defined way of just his powers in general.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. Who else besides the Guardians?
I feel like I would have been down to get into Mary-Kate and Ashley's sister.
Yeah.
I would go back and figure that out. Like, or I don't know.
Yeah,
She's cool. I'm down for her.
Yeah, I didn't really like her in the second Avengers film, but I think she's a bit more, she makes more sense as a hero now to me. And yeah. Anyway, let's see. What else did you like that stood out for you?
I think, I mean, I liked that it kept going because it wasn't like 2.5 hours.
I guess
It actually didn't feel that long.
Yeah,
they kept the pace going. It didn't feel like a drag, which was not bad.
Yeah, I liked that I didn't feel that too many heroes were slighted. Like there were a lot of there wasn't too much focus on one hero that made it seem like that it's clear that the movie revolves around them. Like there was a lot of focus on this, on like say, this scene has a lot of Thor, this scene has a lot of Tony Stark and Spider-Man, but you still got a lot of the Guardians of the Galaxy, you still got a lot of even Rocket and Groot and Captain America. Captain America's generally my favorite Avenger out of all the Avengers. I think I just like the fact that he doesn't really have any powers. He's kind of like Batman in this universe. Like he doesn't really have powers, but his
just his true American grit.
Yeah, like he's at the peak of his as human as possible. Like whatever that means. But another thing that I guess you know what this pacing reminded me of? It reminded me of like one long Game of Thrones episode. Because you have these characters and this is their plot, these characters and their plot, and then you're seeing all these characters that you've seen before in other plot lines, and they're converging together.
Yeah, it is very that, because it's also like they jumped around to all these places, and like there are all these subplots, and then somehow they tied them all together. Like instead of Westeros, they're like, it's just the whole universe, because they go galactic.
Yeah,
I mean, that's not a spoiler. That's
speaking of Game of Thrones, they
go under a light.
Tyrion. Oh, sorry.
Duh.
Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah. The downside of that, though, is to me, I felt like, I know it would never be, but I wished it was more of like a TV show, because Game of Thrones, it works that way because you get 10 episodes, so 10 hours a season. Whereas they had to cram all these characters into a 2.5 hour film, so the pacing was so quick. And so when it comes to a lot more emotional moments, like building the relationship between Scarlet Witch, Elizabeth Olsen, and Vision, you don't really have enough time to digest the fact that they're together and they're romantically entangled, and also the relationship between Tony Stark and and Peter Parker, how he's kind of like a father figure to him, and you do get hints of that, but you don't feel the weight of that relationship, especially once they get in danger in the battles and everything, also like the relationship between Thanos and Gamora, which is touched on in the film, because Gamora was one of his daughters. They did spend some time, they had a whole flashback scene about it and everything, but it just I wanted to feel like it was more impactful, when they had the setup and the payoff. Yeah. Any comments on
I
the...
was just wondering if all of that was like spoilery, but it's not
No,
really.
it's not.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be careful about it. Everybody knows that Gamora is Thanos' daughter. Yeah.
If you didn't know, then they made sure that you knew.
Yeah, it's true. Anything else that you liked, or you want to talk about what didn't you like about the
There's
film?
just a lot of fight scenes.
Yeah.
Just like it yeah, it was really fast paced and a lot of fight scenes, a lot of yeah. And they like I don't know, yeah. It just left me like I'm tired. There's just that's what I say every time we review a Marvel movie, because there's so much and it's just such a big powerful entity with so much money, and they just go like, look at all the money we have, look at all of our monies, and it's like, okay,
It's true.
Okay, go ahead.
Right. Yeah. I mean, one thing I will say that I also liked is just the fact that you got to see a lot of their powers in play. You got to see like a really cool battle scene between Doctor Strange and Thanos. You know, with Doctor Strange using a lot of his magic and mystic arts. I wish we could have seen a bit more of Benedict Wong. We only saw him a little bit, but hey, at least we got an Asian guy in there. Does the alien chick in Guardians count as an Asian? I feel like she's only like half Asian, which, hey, fine, I'll take it. But and Batista. There we go. So we also have Batista. But yeah, the one thing, like, I mean, you're not gonna appreciate this reference, but one thing I thought was kind of funny was how, like, when they're fighting Thanos on Titan, they had the Guardians of the Galaxy, Doctor Strange, Spider-Man. Like, I play Overwatch and MMOs, and one thing you don't really do is you don't take turns hitting one character at a time. You have to have your tanks go in, soak up the damage. You have to have your ranged characters attack from range. You have to have your assassins go in and out. But everyone was just going in and out. You should have had Drax as the tank, Doctor Strange as the mage. Iron Man is kind of like a middle DPS, Spider-Man, Star-Lord, etc., etc., and your healers to heal the tanks. So, okay. Well, should we break into a little bit of spoiler territory now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you for watching. This is your last warning.
What did you think about the ending? Spoilers.
Spoilers. This is your last and final warning.
Yeah. What did you think about the ending?
I forgot that people were freaking out about it. A lot of people, like, I've heard the reactions, so I forgot that it wasn't going to end pretty.
See? So that's another spoiler that you had gotten.
Yeah.
I didn't want to know. I didn't want to expect that I was going to see a bunch of people die. I wanted to expect them to win.
But like they kind of set that tone in the beginning. Like they killed Tom Hiddleston. They're like, "Hey yo, like people finna die. Like we gonna start it off with some death." And
sure.
They just kept killing people off.
Yeah, but that made sense because some of them had to die. You can't have like this impending threat, this tyrannical villain, and not see some meaningful deaths. That's why, we saw Idris Elba and Loki die, and
well, there's kind of like which type of death. like
Sure.
the during or like the very end death, because that was crazy.
Well, what did you think about the ending, though?
Well, I mean, I thought that everything was coming up to this point, but then I'm like, crap, there's more. Like, I have to sit through another one.
Well,
I'm
next
like,
year.
but I still gotta sit through it. Like,
I'm looking forward to it. I'm surprised you look forward to these things. I want to see what happens. So, for me,
yeah. Now I gotta watch. Now I gotta see what happens.
I will admit that though I'm kind of disappointed with the ones who were left behind. I honestly, I wanted to see them stray away from focus of Captain America and Tony Stark and Thor, and Hulk. They made a comment that the original Avengers were the ones that were left, with in addition to Rocket, the Raccoon, and War Machine, Don Cheadle, like all the original Avengers are still alive. Captain America, Hulk, Thor, Iron Man, etc. So, to me,
Where's Jeremy Renner?
Yeah, that was another question that people were asking, like, where's Hawkeye? He's most likely still alive as well. And I mean, Ant-Man, of course, is going to be still alive because he has a movie coming out.
So does that movie fall in sequence after these events?
From what I hear, it starts from before Infinity War, and maybe it'll lead into what happened during Infinity War. So
great.
Yeah, I think though the real what we'll really see after Infinity War, the first thing will be the Captain Marvel film with the chick.
Miss Marvel.
Yeah, Miss Marvel.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Great.
Do you think they're really dead? Like Scarlet Witch, Black Panther,
I mean,
Spider-Man.
I mean, there's the power to turn back time and all that good stuff. So.
Well, yeah, but Thanos has the time stone.
Mm-hmm.
What did you think Doctor Strange meant when he said it was the only way, when he gave him the time stone?
Well, he said he went and looked at everything, and he did the math, and he looked through all the timesheets and is like, well, these are the odds.
That's what frustrates me about the film.
But he did that. Didn't he kind of do that in his movie, where he kind of saw what was going to happen, and so that's how he manipulated.
He did.
But then he also did die in this movie, so I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing. It's like, why? I don't know why they made such a big deal about the stones, but you had Vision, and you had Doctor Strange, and they seemed like they didn't even know what to do with the stones in the first place. You never saw Doctor Strange use the time stone, really. No, you actually didn't, except for looking into the future. And you never saw Vision use the Mind Stone. He was pretty much weak from the very first fight. He was injured, so he never really did any damage, or he should have been the one that was doing most of the carrying for the Avengers. You know what I mean? Because he had the Mind Stone. So, but
yeah, it was kind of too easy.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of like what happened with the Wonder Woman, with Justice Friends, where there's the big bad guy and he's like, I need to get all these rock thingies, and they're like, no. Right?
Oh man, I kind of just forgot about Justice League because I didn't really care for it. Yeah,
that's
you're right.
They like to do that. They're like, yeah. I'm a rock collector. I'm gonna get all the rocks.
Yeah.
I am big bad scary person.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get all the rocks.
To me, they're
gonna get their rocks off of the rocks.
So
rocks off the rocks.
Here was my issue though with the plot. They're like, our last chance is to destroy the Mind Stone. But the fact that he has 5 stones out of 6 already means that he's insanely powerful. He might not be able to destroy the half the universe or half the galaxy.
But he already got the time. By that time, he already got the time stone.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, even if they destroyed the Mind Stone, does that really need to be a necessity? He already has so much power that if they destroyed the Mind Stone, he would have still killed them all. None of them could touch him. Even without the final stone, they couldn't do anything. They were literally getting owned by Thanos and his army. So yeah, it's not the most solid of plots, but it was still entertaining. I did read a theory, if you're interested, that the Soul Stone, well, apparently the Soul Stone is it keeps the souls of all the people that's been killed by it in like a soul type universe. That's where Thanos was when he saw like baby Gamora, you know what I'm talking about, in the red world. And at the end, when you see the shot that was most likely shot in the Philippines, I think, when Thanos looks out, he has like a jacked up arm. I think he's in the soul world. So maybe even Thanos killed himself when he balanced the universe or galaxy. So and he's in like some kind of soul world. So that's what people are speculating, that the people that died via the Soul Stone
are in the Philippines.
Red
it's
Philippines.
More fun in the Philippines.
Yes.
Great.
Except for me. I can't go to Philippines.
That's okay.
Yeah. Anyway, anything else you'd like to add, Alexa?
How many stones?
How many
gallstones? Kidney stones?
How many Infinity Stones out of 5?
5, but we're doing 10. We always do 10.
Yeah, but there's only 5 Infinity
I know,
Stones.
but we always do 10. Don't do this. Don't try to change that.
How many?
Don't try to flip the script, Daniel.
Okay, all right. How many over the top fight scenes with a lot of CGI out of 10 would you give
8.
Avengers Infinity War? You give it an 8. Okay. I will give it a 7.
Okay. I mean, I like what you said, where it's like it's a heel turn, like.
Yeah, the fact that it's a
heel
ending.
You can't tie everything in a pretty
turn,
bow. Yeah, you can't tie everything in a pretty bow all the time. Sometimes Seth Rollins has to cash in the Money in the Bank at WrestleMania. So yeah. I mean, it's the sour taste in your mouth. It's like a Sour Patch Kid. Mm-hmm. Like, all right. So.
What did you think of the pager at the end?
It was great.
It's a good thing Samuel L. Jackson still knows pager code, you know?
I mean, like, that is really what's dumb, though, because it's like, I mean, if y'all wanted to just do probability, then, like, she could have turned into dust, too. Like, why y'all...
Who, Captain Marvel?
Miss Marvel, yeah. Like,
well,
y'all wanted to play it like that. Like, anyone could have just turned into dust.
Apparently, what I read online, and this will be explained probably in the movie, is that Miss Marvel is actually in another galaxy. So, or Captain Marvel, excuse me. So she wouldn't be affected by Thanos's Infinity Gauntlets, because that's that galaxy. She's in another galaxy, and so the pager paged her across, the intergalactic universe.
So then that means like the Guardians, they were part of that galaxy?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know how it works, right? So we have solar systems.
Yeah.
And then you have galaxies. And then outside of that galaxy, you have the universe with hundreds and hundreds of galaxies. Or thousands, trillions of galaxies.
Yeah.
Whatever. So Captain Marvel is probably in another galaxy, so she would be able to come back.
I'm sorry.
Whatever. It's just this.
It's
Just
a
a spider ring from Chuck E. Cheese or Scandi or something. Anyway, yeah, Avengers Infinity War. I still like number 1 the best. The very first Avengers film was my favorite. You know, that and Captain America Civil War. Those are my favorite Marvel films.
I
so
like
far.
the last couple ones.
Oh
Like
yeah, but Black
Ragnarok
Panther was
and
good.
Black Panther.
Ragnarok was not too bad, yeah. But
It's interesting to see like the. I bet if I did go back and watch the first ones, like even like the coloring looks different. You know,
sure.
like they got really loose with their style. They're like, well, we have all this money now, so we're just gonna put all the colors and all the explosions.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
All right, guys. If you don't have anything else to add, be sure to like, comment, subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at Victor_Quan. You can follow me on Instagram at Victor_No_Quan.
You can follow me on Twitter at HalfConformist. And you can follow me on Instagram at AlexaLynn. And you can go to our Patreon and kick a couple dollars back to keep the lights on.
Mm-hmm.
And we thank our sponsors,
Purple Mattress.
Purple Mattress.
Yeah.
And Squarespace.
And Squarespace.
And MeUndies, so you can get that hoodie too.
Hey, we're supposed to be child
Well,
friendly.
that was in the pre-spoiler territory. I know. I didn't cuss
Wow.
at all.
Wow. That's
I'm a saint.
that blows my mind.
Y'all should put me in a pedestal. Thank you.
All right, guys.